In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. Bum bum.
Hey guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Girl Therapy. Just kidding. Obviously, as you can tell, this is not Stefanie. This is Brian filling in as a voice because Stefanie is very sick, y'all. She's been laid up, laid out all weekend, and she really doesn't even have a voice. So she needed somebody to come in and record an intro to this pod. So here I am, breaking down this week's episode where we have Rose and Rachel on the pod together again. The last time Rose was here, they talked about her getting ghosted and still dating. And of course, Rachel, as you know, is happily married to her husband, Ian. We read a listener email message about an ex, which sparked a really emotional and important conversation, especially when Rachel opened up about a toxic ex from her past. So just a heads up, this episode does include talks of domestic violence and abuse. Please take care of yourself if those topics are triggering. Also, like I said, Steph was sick AF while recording, so she might sound a little rough. But don't worry, Rose and Rachel's energy was 100%, and she just loves the bond that they all have together. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe, give her 5 stars, and leave a nice review. No mean comments, please. It really helps the people discover BGT and helps keep the love going. I hope you enjoy the episode. Steph will be back next week.
Broke girl therapy.
Amazing. Oh yeah,
Testing,
sorry.
test my mic, and then Rachel.
You have to be productive now. Test.
I know. But you guys could run the conversation because
Oh, what are you talking
she's
about?
she's taking a back seat right now because of
Why don't
my
we ask you
sickness.
questions this time?
oh my god, about what?
How do you fuck when you're sick? Are you fucking?
Not when I'm sick. No.
No.
Sometimes it's
The
nice
end.
though.
The end.
Okay, so I'm doing a new thing on the show where I do I record the intro later.
Oh.
So I'll have to just do the.
I
Hi,
liked how you
guys.
did it with Nina.
You liked
and
it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That
Okay,
one,
Yeah.
that episode made me really emotional.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
you listened to it?
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
I
It
loved
was
it.
great. It's also
Loved
so
it.
funny because I just realized that that's the first time Nina's actually been
On the pod.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always thought because we've known her. But that's the
Yeah.
first time she was on the pod.
I don't know if I've fully known her full story. Like you
Yeah.
talked about her so much. But
I know
like,
she's a very private person.
it's a beautiful story.
such a beautiful story, like
Dude.
beautifully tragic, obviously, but
Yeah.
Get
But
the coolest kid
beautiful
out of it.
nonetheless.
Yeah,
I
for
know, like you're just
sure.
like fuck, like what a good person.
right.
I
Again, I wouldn't
don't.
have been able to do
What you
24.
said when you were like, the 20, you were
Yeah.
like at 24. I was trying to think about it too. I was like, I had no money,
Yeah.
like in debt. I would go same thing, go days without eating because I'd be like, well, today's not an eating day because
Right,
can't afford
like
it.
fuck it, yeah. Or just have like a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Or I'd be having
Cup
sex
of
with men
noodle.
on the beach.
Cup
and
of
Sex and
noodle.
men on the beach. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Put your pants up, go back inside.
Just dance it out, you know.
Yeah.
I will say though, with that, in the retrospect of it, 24-ish was when I started being a caregiver to my parents. More so my mom than my dad. So I kind of had the reverse because it was like my mom had been diagnosed with cancer in 2012 when I was 22. And then when I decided to be like, I'm going to pursue my dream and move to LA, like, how do I do this, Mom? Like, I feel bad. And she was like, no, I want you to, like, if I die, she was like, I want you to go live your dream. And she was like, we'll figure it out. So that was like the age. So listening to Nina talk about it from that perspective of like the mom taking on this like kid, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of similarities of like where I had to be a little smarter with my finances
yeah.
and money, but more so when I was like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Because that's when like I started, that's when I started working on the quad and like actually had like a working TV show job that I was like, oh, now I have like a parent that take care of. And then it went full force when my dad got cancer, and then both of them, and I was like, oh, I have 2 kids. But I still don't think I would have gotten to the really productive and healthy headspace that Nina not only got to at 24 but has maintained. Like, she's not resentful, she's not upset.
She just like
When
I
she was
know.
talking about it, I was like, that's the healthiest brain
Yes.
and
No,
heart.
that's why like I love like having her as my best friend because she is the most like
Chilled.
chill
Yeah.
and like she is like very thoughtful and thinks things through and has a big heart and is like so forgiving because it's just like to me I'm like dang like
Yeah.
How,
That's-
Sway? Like,
yeah.
how?
Right. Like I genuinely think she's just probably like the best human.
Yeah.
Or, like
You could get that just literally from the episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's what I was like excited to
Larry
finally.
is
Even
lying.
how she's introducing Lily
Yeah.
back to her mom.
Mm,
I just was like, how do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It had me all in my feels.
Yeah.
For sure.
But also in that selfish way where you put yourself in somebody's shoes and then you roll through the situation of like,
what would I've done?
or like, how would I even handle this now?
Yeah. That's my other thing is I know a friend right now who is having her third kid
That's so insane.
and she's our age and I'm like, this is absolutely wild. To that point though, where I'm like trying to understand
That's so crazy.
where I am. But I'm also like, she's literally been married to her high school sweetheart. Like she's gotten into a different
in a
headspace.
different
Like
stage,
she's
yeah.
she's in
Yeah,
a different stage. But I'm also like, but we're still in the same recession.
right?
Inflation's still kicking.
Tariffs have been like
Affects
tacked
all of
on.
us, yeah.
It affects all of us. So
Children
it's
are
like
about to be tariffed.
Dude, children are about to be tariffed.
They're about to tariff, I guarantee you, if you adopt outside of the country or something.
Oh,
Oh,
probably
yeah.
without a doubt. Are you
I
kidding me?
guarantee
And they're going to
you.
be pushing out like the fucking Russian adoptions like wild or South African because of Musk's dumbass.
Or just giving us more money as women to.
Well, there's that too. They're trying to be like $5,000. Oh yes,
Like $5,000. Give me a break.
You're like that's literally like 1 month of diapers. Like
Not even.
Yeah.
also like you're like $5,000. What is this fucking COVID again with
Yeah.
those stupid stimulus checks?
I can't.
Just like to preface you guys, I am sick.
No, and you're like sick.
Yeah. Like
You
should I
have-
wear a mask? I don't want to get
I mean-
because you already been sick.
Girl, you just go home and get some vitamin C in you
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
I know. I
Yeah.
probably
But
should
I'm
have
telling you guys right now,
canceled.
greatest diet I've ever had. I'm not even
When
joking.
you were sick?
I lost 15 pounds in 5 days. Still to this day, I feel like a cannibal because all I'm craving is kale and red meat.
Wow.
I didn't
I'm,
realize
like,
I had the flu
craving
until you
meat.
told me.
Yeah. And everyone who sees me, they're like, "Where have you gone?" And I'm like, "I don't
You're
know.
like, yeah.
I just literally just
To the ether.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just can't even get it back. I've been trying to eat pasta. My
Really?
appetite is just shrunken.
I mean, that's like goals.
Yeah. You're like on nature's Ozempic.
I
mean,
know.
and my sister's literally been like, just tell me. You're on Ozempic. Where did you start getting it? Like, she's literally like, you have to be. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it's just this crazy flu. To even a point where my doctor was like, she's like, your titties have gotten smaller. Like, you might not need a breast reduction anymore. And I'm like, wait, what? And she's like, let's continue on and see. And like,
Just keep getting the flu.
Make out.
Make out. No.
And
Two friends in a room and a turn to watch. Are they gonna make out?
I'll judge it.
I'll just sneeze on you. And I'll just have like my snot fly in your mouth.
No,
Scratch
it's,
it.
maybe I can get it again. I don't know.
Yeah. You have the antibodies though.
Yeah.
You think you have the same thing?
I mean, I didn't.
The way she was describing it is very similar to me.
I felt
peaks
because
of
for me, like I
fever-
feel like my
I feel
body.
like we should have sat in different seats.
I know. Should you switch?
No, it's initiation.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fair.
I'm
You
so
have
sorry
to get
if
in
I
the
got
club
you
now.
sick.
Yeah.
Drink.
I've actually been really overworked, so to get sick would be nice to just have a few days off.
That's
Oh,
how I've been
do
feeling.
it.
I've been feeling so. I've been working a lot, and I felt like my body. Because sometimes this happens when I'm feeling really burnt out. My body does.
It shuts down.
It shuts down. So
You're
I felt like that's.
exhausted?
Yeah, I'm exhausted. So I felt like that was what it was.
Yeah.
So, but now, and I always have allergies, so I'm just sneezing like regular.
Girl, when I told you, I was like, oh, I experienced chills and fever, and my temperature would regulate and change it within the
I was
hour.
like, wait,
and
I've
Steph
been
was like, I'm
experiencing
experiencing
chills.
that, and I was like, what night are you on? She's like, well, last night is when I hit you, and I was like, tonight. I'm telling you right now, she's gonna text our group chat and be like, girls.
I'm so sorry, Rachel.
Oh, I've got the immune system of a
But
child.
me too. I have like
Which
a really
maybe
strong
is not a
immune
good
system.
thing.
Like I
Not
rarely get sick.
Yeah.
But I went to like a kids party on Sunday, and there were
First
so many.
mistake.
Yeah, there were just so many fucking
Not even her
kids.
kids. Other people's kids.
Yeah, not even my fucking kid. I don't even have a kid.
See?
But it was like I went to it was what is that called?
Was it
Like
just a
urban
random
air.
kids party?
Shut up. You went to one of those trampoline places?
Yes.
Those places are covered with crazy ass
Covered.
bacteria.
Yes.
Wild bacteria. Do you know how they like clean those places? Literally,
They
like,
don't
they
clean
don't.
it.
They're like they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
So that's where I went. Like the worst place you could fucking go.
But maybe also the best place because I feel like if we are heading to a Last of Us apocalyptic kind of vibe right now, so I mean, I don't know. This might be a good idea. Just
get-
saying.
All I'll say is I might be safe because I started a new antidepressant this year.
Oh.
And I get sick every time there's something that goes around. And this year, there's been like so many things where everyone's like, it's going around. It's going around. I was like, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
What antidepressant?
Are you
Bupropion.
okay? Do you want to talk about it?
Do you love it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm doing great
Which
now.
wait, what is it? What are you on?
Bupropion.
Oh,
What
that's
is
a good
it?
one.
Bupropion. It's
I
like
never
the,
know. I never heard of that one.
it's like Wellbutrin, but it's
Oh,
the,
I don't like Wellbutrin.
it's just the generic brand.
Okay. Wellbutrin made me feel fucking crazy.
Really?
It gave me more anxiety.
Interesting. I think Wellbutrin also might be maybe a bit more strong than although I'm on 300 milligrams.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, also, it has a lot to do with your metabolism too. So it's just like how you how quickly it gets into your body and then, everything.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's been my best diet because it gives me no appetite.
I know I'm on
Same.
Vyvanse.
That stuff because I feel like I have to have ADHD, but when I take that stuff, I'm like, I definitely don't because I'm on crack,
Oh yeah.
crack cocaine.
It's literally like crack cocaine.
You feel that too then? Or do you feel
No,
normal?
I feel normal, but I don't like eat that much.
Yeah.
Or like I'll eat a little bit. It's like Ozempic.
Yeah.
I get full fast.
See, they kept telling me because I'm on Vyvanse too, and they were like, "Yeah,
You're on Vyvanse too?
Yeah, and they were like, "Your appetite's going to be affected." My appetite was affected by the flu.
Yeah.
Because
No,
when
it's
I
the
was on Vyvanse, I was
Vyvanse.
like, "Bro, I'm starving in the middle of the day." Like in the middle of the day is when
Yeah.
I get super fucking
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
And then it like peters off. I
For
will
me,
say the
it's
amount
like-
of water I've drank is crazy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
with
yeah.
antidepressants too.
Yep.
Chug, chug, chug.
Yeah.
And if I don't, my ears pop at the end of the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
It's
Wait,
so
why are you on
strange.
Vyvanse?
I'm on Vyvanse because it helps with one from ADHD, which recently diagnosed with that in the sense of like, my psychiatrist and therapist, we were trying to figure out if it's like a lot of times ADHD gets misdiagnosed from like trauma responses because you're just like, are you just people pleasing? Or are you just like distracting because you just like don't want to sit
Especially
in
in
the
women.
moment? Especially in women.
Yeah.
Women are always misdiagnosed with ADHD.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And then also being bipolar. So then it's just like, are your mood shifts because you're trying to change the subject or is it because it's like manic? Is it depressed? It's all
Yeah.
those things. And so they were like, well, let's just put you on Vyvanse and see what happens. And well, I can tell you guys right now, I take it and I'm like, wow, I feel really calm. And I'm like, it's working.
That's how I feel about
Yeah.
the antidepressants.
It's
I
wild.
no anxiety. I mean, not none. It's
Yeah.
still like it'll fizzle.
Yeah.
But like I would
But
have
it's not as
panic
intense.
attacks and like
Aw.
not all the time,
Yeah.
but like it's pretty
What
bad
gives you
anxiety.
panic attacks?
Lies. My brain lies to me. It's like nothing. Like it's just it's truly
Yeah.
anxiety. So like I would get really bad anxiety from social interactions. So I would like go home. I'm rethinking it. I'm like I'm a horrible person. I've done too much. I said the
Why'd
wrong
you
thing.
interrupt that person? Why'd you say
Why-
that
oh, I
stupid
said the wrong thing. I
Yeah.
talked too much. I was probably too selfish. They're probably thinking how much they're like annoyed at me, and it would like spiral. That's like one version of it.
Yeah.
But also, if like the perfectionism and OCD in me too is pretty strong. So if I like messed up on something at work or like that, I would like
That's
self.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like laying in bed just thinking about all of it, like a
Yes.
listicle.
Yes.
Yep.
Or if emotions are too overwhelming, even if those are legit, but I feel everything at like a umpteenth level, and I will absorb the cancer in me. But like, I don't like calling myself an empath. We've talked about this.
Yes,
in
we
one of
have.
our
We've talked
episodes.
about that.
But I do feel very like extra empathetic towards people. Like when I was listening to Nina's episode, I was like
You were like feeling all the emotions
feeling
and the
it.
stress. And all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Like I
Yeah. As
don't
if it was
ask
happening
for
to
it.
you. Yeah.
Yes. I had like absorb it. And
Yeah.
then I sometimes can feel really anxious because I feel like I don't give myself, here's my shout out to Janae, my therapist. I don't give myself enough space to feel what I'm feeling because I'm
In
too busy
response to it.
sorting
Yeah.
through everybody else's.
Okay, so my question for that though, when you go through your like listicle at the end of the day,
Yeah.
is it coming from fear or guilt, or do you like know what the? Because have you ever done parts work where you,
IFS?
Yes,
I do that every week with Janae.
Yes, it's a
Yes.
very thing. So basically, it's this whole idea. You take one emotion where you're feeling like it's like anxiety, and then you're like, what's behind the anxiety? And then you're like, well, it's confusion. Okay, then what's behind the confusion? You like peel it back like an onion, and then you get to like the real root of it.
Yeah.
So when you have, now that you're on this like beautiful journey with your like therapist and your medication, like, do you feel like it's a guilt, a fear that I'm a bad person? Like, do you think the root of a lot of your anxiety is?
It's definitely fear of like abandonment.
Damn, real.
You know it.
Yeah, 'cause we kind of talked
Not-
about this too. Like, I definitely have friendship anxiety, or I feel like I really suffered of
Same.
friendship anxiety.
Same.
Oh,
And
it's too real.
like, so it's probably, I mean, is that where like a lot of the conversations and the social interaction anxiety comes from? It's just
100%.
Like, fuck, like I'm gonna be.
It's also
Alone.
why I like will retreat sometimes. So like I do think there's been a lot of friendships in my life that like I have loved and cared for beyond they've probably ever even known. But in person, I'm a bit more like walls up, reserved, because I'm not scared of getting hurt. It's more like I'm scared if I show them who I am, they won't like it.
So
Aw.
real.
Yeah.
I identify that wildly.
I don't love that for you, but I love
that it's real.
I love like connecting with someone on it, because I kind of just recently like maybe discovered it
okay.
about myself, maybe through my therapist. I think I've always known it, but I have more identified it,
Yeah.
and I haven't really talked about it out loud until like recently,
Yeah.
when I've been like doing more. I think as you get older too, like I'm 32 now, and it's like, or I'm almost 32, but it's just you give less fucks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very introspective about like how things have gone in the past and what I want for myself now and what I want for relationships going forward. And I reflect a lot about that, where it's like, how could it have gone that way? My whole heart hurts and breaks because that's how I felt. But then when I really think about it, I'm like, to be honest, I definitely in the physical wasn't giving all of myself like I thought I was,
Yeah.
or had hoped that I could.
Yeah.
In friendships particularly? Or,
Yeah, I think most relationships, but definitely friendships, or like acquaintances, or
Yeah.
like, you know,
Because I think people forget.
especially like friendships though.
Yeah.
Well, because people forget, I think, like the what's your attachment style isn't just for a significant other.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely can have, now that I'm older, I definitely have learned that I'm kind of like more avoidant attachment style, because, you know, I'm like avoiding relationships, but I've always had anxious attachment style with friendships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
So,
Same,
but like
same.
you keep on forgetting that, the same way that like I have very secure attachment style with my parents, and that's rare. Like I just
Yeah.
know that my parents are going to be there for me no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's read an email.
Okay, let's
'Cause we
read an
want
email.
requests for you.
For who?
I don't know. People just request you. All
Me?
The time. Yes, all the time.
You're
You guys,
insightful.
okay, wait.
You're
My
insightful.
advice. Okay, let's start with a warning. You guys, I am not a trained professional.
But you're real as fuck.
I am real as fuck, but I am not a trained professional. I am self-trained, and that should tell you something.
But I think you say it how it is, and that's what
Yeah.
people really want to hear.
And you know what? You are very smart, and you're very experienced in life,
Thank
and
you.
you're very articulate, and
I
you're very
have
fucking
never
funny.
gone to higher education. I barely graduated
And
high school.
you don't need to.
I barely graduated high school. I think my GPA was like 1.9 or 2.1.
Mine was in the twos.
See? There we go.
Definitely in the
I had a
high
lesson at
twos.
2.0, and
See?
I couldn't perform in show choir.
Oh.
It's okay.
That's so sad.
I know.
See, the school sucks. I'm also severely
I
dyslexic.
hate it. Yeah, I
and-
hated school.
Yeah,
school's
I
the
remember
worst.
my music teacher asked me if I was in special ed.
That's savage.
Your guys'
so rude.
in unison. It was
Also,
hilarious.
there's because there's nothing wrong with special ed. Okay?
No.
The coolest kids were
The
always
coolest
in that
kids.
class.
Yeah.
And two,
I should have been.
what teacher says that that to a student?
I
As
mean-
though it's
Fucked up.
supposed to be an insult.
Fucked up.
She
was genuinely
Bro.
concerned. She
I
like,
bet
pulled me
she
aside.
thinks
She's
that
like, "Are you
RFK
special ed?"
Jr. is going to fix
No
the
adult
medical
should
system.
Shout out
speak
Miss
to a
Hart.
kid like that.
No one should. Why are you?
She was
why
a
are you
bitch though. She was
teacher?
like straight up a little like.
How old was she? Because was she like 26 at the time?
Oh,
Because what
see,
I
that's-
think about are all the teachers I hated. I'm like, they were just children.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, she was an older woman.
See, it's one or the other. It's
Yeah.
either hella fucking young
Or a
and they
witch.
just yes.
An actual witch with like the wart and the
Yep.
and,
And
yeah.
worst coffee breath ever. And
Ever.
you're just like, oh my God, it
Yeah,
smells
no, she
like a
was-
kitty litter box. It's
Yes.
crazy. And
Yeah.
Do one of you guys want to read this? I'm gonna get my inhaler real quick.
I'll read it.
Oh, get your CPAC.
Wait.
It's not a CPAC.
Sanitize it.
Oh my God, that's right. Let me read it. Okay. Hi, Steph. Wait, how many?
Wait, we're
Fs?
taking
Let's
over the
count it.
pod.
We're taking. Hi. Steph has left the building and she doesn't know that we're about to do this. What's your favorite thing about Steph?
She makes me feel so comfortable every single time that I see her.
And also like look at her. Look how pretty she is.
She's gorgeous.
She's so stunning.
She's so
smart.
So smart.
And I don't think she gives
Creative
herself
and
enough
so
credit.
talented. No, not at
Yes.
all.
Like, and I also am like, girl, like people don't understand. She produces this. She puts up all these lights. She puts all the and Brian. Shout out to Brian. He does help her, but like
Love you,
she
Brian.
edits all the videos.
It's crazy.
She does all the TikToks.
That's
she does all the
crazy.
videos. She does social media for a famous person. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, oh my God, my face doesn't work. Oh wow. Okay. Hi, Steph. First of all, let me just say this.
Should we say it like mustard? Hi, Steph.
Okay. What really cracks me about this message is that it says I need Roseanne to be part of this. Use my full government name. You know what?
love
Normally
that.
I hate that, but I love it. Okay. Sorry. We'll give to this email in a second. One of my highly favorite memories of fucking when I got my little confirmation and we had to like practice and rehearsal. So you know those little balls that they put the incense and you have to
Yes.
go like this. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
these two.
I used to be an altar girl.
Okay, so we had two altar boys. They were twin brothers, identical. They would talk at the same time. They were very much like those weird Australian.
I
sisters.
love
Who are
that
the weird
video.
Australian sisters?
We'll send
You
it
ever
to
seen
you.
this video?
It's they're like, and then
we
he hit. And then he got the gun, and then he went down the street, and we said, hi,
and they like talk like that.
we did a really good job of that.
Wait, what? Is this on TikTok? What the fuck is this?
When you edit this video, you have to
Chaotic. That's the.
with the girls.
Who is this?
You have to do like a pick
Side to
over.
side.
Yeah.
My side.
They're wearing like Disney scrubs.
How old are they?
They're like
Old.
no, they
old?
honestly
40s. Like
But
I
they're
don't mean like
Australian
old. No,
outfits. Okay,
I just meant like older than you'd think
Yeah.
by what we just did.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
But
sound
here's
like
the thing:
5-year-olds.
they're Australian outbacks, so they could be 26 or 62. You know what I mean?
They just never
Like,
use
they
sunscreen.
They look like alligator jerky in the best way possible. They're good
Holy
women.
shit.
It's
But
the
their
most
mom's
incredible
car
video.
was getting carjacked, and they watched
Where
it.
is this? What?
And they're being
Should we just
interviewed.
watch it and you just
Yeah.
put this out? Oh, here it is.
Yep.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there, and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun!" And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face, and he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran
into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you."
One of them says, "Well, like I was scared," and she was like, "Yeah, we were." Like the fact, it's just
That's
so
hilarious.
So
Now you get it.
Now I know
twins.
the lore.
I don't know how we got on that.
We because I was talking about the two boys in Catholic school.
Oh.
They were very much those two boys. But one of them, I think their names were like, it was literally it was like Charlie and Michael, and they were like, we were practicing the incense burning or whatever, and it was when Mutant Ninja Turtles was like really big or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Charlie was like, yo, Michael, watch this, and he takes the swinging thing and he just does like a it's a nunchuck thing, and the ashes go up and down and come showering on top of the priest, and he's like patting himself, and Michael and Charlie are just like standing there, and they're all whites because they were like trying to be so
during mass.
Cool. Literally in the middle of us all trying to walk down to get confirmated. They just were like trying to be like cool, stupid little boys being like nunchucks with the fucking incense stuff.
That's the best thing
and
I've
now
ever heard.
one of them's Pope. Just kidding. He's not. Okay. Hi, Steph. Love to pod. First off, I just want to say that I'm happy that you're happy. Taking a break from the pod is probably the best thing that could have happened. Mental health is everything. So buckle up, bitches, because here I come, LOL, and it's spelled C-U-M.
This girl types like I do.
I'm
You sound like my Slack messages.
Right?
Slut
Slack?
messages? Slack.
Slack.
Oh, Slack. Oh, my God. I was like, yeah, sluts do come. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay. Come again like a lesbian porn star. Let's go. So I have an ex that I dated for 6 fucking years. We were together from, I love years, 2011 to 2017.
Okay. Good.
Take
good
us back.
time period.
I was 25 when we broke up, which BT dub, it was Thanksgiving weekend. Ugh. Didn't even get my damn Christmas gift. But anyway, so when we broke up, all of his friends blocked me on IG. Obviously, this was going to happen. They're his friends, not mine, but whatever. I don't even care, though.
Insane.
We all got along pretty well. That is weird, though. Okay.
It's a bit extra.
It is so extra. Like,
It means he's talking shit, or he
Told them to do it.
told them to do it, and all more importantly, it was also one of those things where it was like, I did matter. If you had to block me,
Yeah.
I know you should be a bit honored.
it's a flex. Okay?
It's honestly a badge of honor.
It is.
You won.
You
Yeah,
won.
you won.
You won.
You won.
Fast forward to now. I am now in a 7-year relationship. Okay. We live together. We have a 2-year-old daughter and a dog. Can't forget the damn dog. Shout out to dogs. Anyways, one of my ex's close friends, let's call him Edgar, recently added me on IG about 6 months ago. I'm like, wow, look what the cat or dog dragged in after all these years. But for shits and giggles, I accepted his request and started following him back just to see what's up. It's clear that I'm in a relationship and have a family based on the pictures, but still he had the nerve. A few days later, I replied to one of his stories to make things uncomfortable. It's like you added me, haven't said a word, but yet you see lurking through my posts and stories, so I'm going to be the one that has balls and start a conversation. I mean, I don't think that's uncomfortable. I think that's, why are you following me?
Yeah.
Fair.
We started chatting here and there, but just about random shit. Nothing too personal or anything about my ex. So my birthday just passed a few days ago, and he replied to one of my stories saying, happy birthday, and if I had any plans. And I told him what my plans were, and he replied with a voice message.
Whoa.
First of all,
voice
I am not a
message?
voice message girly, so I got the ick. Same. You're trying to break that out of me. Anyways, he said that we've been wanting
a
to go to
voice message.
San Diego,
I love a DM.
and that you guys are. I'll get there
I mean,
eventually.
weirdly enough, I don't like to, sorry, Scott. I don't like to give them, but I like to receive them.
Okay, sex. Let's go.
I like to receive, not give.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
head. Right? Let me sit on your face, you know? Let me ride your mustache like a bus pass.
Oh, I love a good
okay?
mustache.
Let's go. He's okay, so I'm not a voice message girly, so I got the ick. He said what he's been wanting to do is go to San Diego, and we should go celebrate and have a few drinks and to let him know when I'm free. I was like, what? Girl, with an O. I'm speechless, yet I have so many questions. In his voice message, he mentioned that he was at work, so to avoid addressing his inquiry to hang out, I asked where he worked at. Laughed my ass off. But like I said, I have many questions, so I built the courage to just fucking ask. I asked, you want to hang out with me? Is this a trap? LOL. His response just thought it would be nice to have a little drink or two and catch up a bit. But if you don't want to, then just tell me and I'll let you be. I replied, that's nice of you. You just caught me off guard because before this, you blocked me and now all of a sudden you want to hang out. He was like, nah, that had to be a glitch? Laugh my ass off? Can you believe this? No.
That's
I
some
cannot.
gaslighting.
Yeah.
Definition. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Eventually, he changed the subject, but now I'm just curious as to why he wanted to hang out. I don't even know if he's still super close with my ex. I just know they follow each other on IG, but that's it. Like, what was his motive? Please share thoughts. Bitch, he had a crush on you when you guys dated.
Yeah.
And he's now not super close with his friend anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He feels like he
it's
can
too,
slide.
too
But
far
also,
since-
honestly, he could also still be close. Guys don't have bro code. Not when it comes to the poo-tang and the wu-tang.
Okay, you ready for this? You ready? So this whole new study came out, right? Where it's like if you have any relationship, men, women, whatever, your best like friends, 7 years. If you've survived 7 years with someone, that's really solidified a relationship. That studied this. She said that she's been in this relationship now for 7 years with this man that she's with and has a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, to your point, they're probably not as close. And to uproot bro code, he was like, well, you had us block her. I didn't understand why we had to. I think she was kind of cool. That's your shit, bro. I showed you loyalty to a point. And let's be honest, I always like to think of loyalty in the sense that how do NFL players just go to another team and then just play against the guys that they were just homies with like a season ago? You know what I mean? I'm like, how do you...
That's money.
It's money for sure. But I'm also like, I don't know. I think they're linked personally. That's just my thing.
Some espionage.
I'm like, you know how they're always like, oh, girls are the backstabbing ones? And I'm like, I don't think that's necessarily true sometimes. I've had a lot of like when I've broken up with dudes and had their friends slide into my DMs.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I had two of Moscow's friends do that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like never happened to me.
Literally hey, I hope you're okay. I heard you guys broke up. And I'm like, I'm fine. You should go check on your friend.
I've had friends be weird with me while we were together. Not in like a really weird way, but just
like,
say something where you're like,
yeah. Was it throwing him under the bus or making you kind of like this where it's like, we should get drinks and kick it?
No, it just was like, I don't actually remember what was said. I remember the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And the feeling was, you definitely shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
And
Or
it
they
was
said
like,
something a little like flirtatious.
Yeah.
Or- okay.
yeah.
That's never happened to me, you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Maybe I'm
good.
not desirable.
No. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. That has
Maybe don't
nothing
like
to
me.
do with it. I do think
It just means they think we're easy.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna say the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Or more importantly, you probably have had guys that just didn't think they could do that. You know what I mean?
You surround yourself with respectful good
Gentlemen.
Yeah, because I mean, I think about like my ex-boyfriend Kevin. I mean, we did fuck this one guy, but I don't think they're like that close friends. But they like went to high school together, and I did fuck that guy. But that was like later on in life, probably about 70 years plus.
There you go. But like, what is later on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they weren't like super close. They kind of just were like, because you know he was Filipino and they were just all kind of in the same crowd. But that's about it. But like, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone after me and Kevin broke up, like everyone just kind of. Oh,
my heart.
They always looked at me as like, oh, I dated Kevin, and like that's Kevin's. Like, so no one ever really like got at me like
see,
that.
those guys. I mean, like, let's be honest. I made the NFL thing for a stretch as a bit, but I do think that there are people that are capable of loyalty. But then I also think there are people that have no idea what the definition of loyalty is.
For sure. There's
You
people
know
out there
what I
just
mean?
out there for themselves.
Yeah.
I have a question for Ryder.
Yeah.
Because she said, and this is no judgment, no shade, but she said that the VM gave her an ick. But why are we even in a mindset to be worrying about somebody giving you an ick or not?
That's so true. Was she slightly interested?
Well, that's what I'm like, maybe girlfriend, we need to have a talk. Maybe, come on, let's just have a talk?
That's a very good point.
That's the first thing I picked up on. I was like, why do we have an ick? It doesn't matter. Like, if we're not interested, if it's just straight, like, maybe it's just the wording, and maybe it's a miscommunication.
That's a good ass point.
But it's an ick when you're talking about a suitor and whether or not they give you the ick or whether you want their stick. And
hilarious.
That came to my brain.
I know, that was good.
That was up the dome.
I'm always channeling my rose. I'm like, I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up.
Okay, let's go. We on the playground. She got monkey
Or maybe it's
bars.
just like a thing now that people just say that. Like,
well, because even to continue to entertain it, the conversation is also strange.
That's what.
Not
you're
strange.
right.
I don't mean that again. I don't mean it in a negative way. I only mean
Judgment-free
it
zone.
strange in the sense of like, if you weren't interested, that's an interesting way to react.
Yeah.
And not saying that maybe she's interested.
But you should think about it.
I'm just saying like what's deep? Like, what came up when you.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
though.
like maybe she's attracted to him.
Yes, or to your point where it's like you're enjoying this attention, which is completely.
I was gonna say the
fine.
attention thing is normal as well, so it very could well be that.
Yeah, but you're right. Like the choosing of you're in the sense that like it's so in the lexicon that the word ick is just existing. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely birthed from like dating and relationships, and now it's kind of like, oh my god, everything's giving me the ick. But to then choose that word, which has roots in dating.
But
and
I would never say anything my friends do give me an ick.
That's true.
Ooh,
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like I would never describe. Like even if a friend did something, I'm like, that annoys me. I'd be like, you're annoying me.
Yeah, that's like annoying. Yeah, that's corny,
annoying. That's
corny.
corny.
You're being
you
a
call them
weirdo,
out. You diss each
goofball.
other.
Yes.
Yeah, but
You
I
give
never
it-
say anything about my friends being like, they give me the ick.
No.
Yeah.
It's always about
That would be a weird thing to say about someone that's not romantical.
yeah.
Yes. So, okay, dear reader, you have to think that about yourself. Why did it give you the ick?
Dive in.
And then also, I do think, to your point, I mean, homie was gaslighting from the jump. The fact that he was first of all, why are you choosing a destination wedding, basically? Like, you're choosing the destination, I said wedding, destination birthday.
Yeah.
Like, why are we going on a road trip?
Yeah, why are we going to San Diego for a drink? Do you know how many bars there are where we live? Like, what does it have to be?
He kind of strikes me as like kind of a desperate guy that like, I don't know if you guys have any of those, but like it'd be like some random person you went to high school with that you
Hitting
maybe
you
didn't
up?
even really talk to, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh my God, I literally just got an
And you're
email.
just like, "I didn't."
What do you mean an email?
An email.
I got an email walking here from a guy.
From an incel?
I'm not an incel. I mean, I don't know. He might be.
Oh my God.
Literally, I won't put this person on blast, but I literally today at 2:54 p.m. got it from, we'll call him Reader, or, you know, yeah, literally, you see it, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like reading it, and
What does
it's
it
literally
say?
this guy that I used to hook up with, and he's just sending me an email with his update of his life and a photo of his fucking kid.
That's weird.
I mean, he was just a very sweet, very nerdy thing, or whatever. He's handsome and he's just like a very sweet gentleman, but it's just like, I don't want to, I think that he might listen to this pod, but it was just to your point where I'm just like, why you have a kid, like, it's the reverse of what's happening here. And I'm like, why are you, like, we haven't talked in years. Like, is this a newsletter? And I thought it was like a newsletter of like, hey, I had a kid, I'm an update. And it's like, no, it's personalized. Hey, Rose. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, "Hi from
sir,
so-and-so."
I haven't talked to you in
That's so
literally,
weird.
I'm not even exaggerating, maybe 12, 13 years.
I mean, you either get those or you get the call from the ex-boyfriend that's definitely in rehab and having to do the 12-step program. Not rehab, rehab from alcohol, but rehab from life.
Did you get a letter?
No, I got
You got a phone call.
a text message on Valentine's Day. This wasn't this year, obviously. This was like a few years ago.
What did he say?
Well, this was this was a very abusive relationship. It was very not okay. And
Yes.
yeah, he was bipolar, and there just was like a lot of, it just was very bad for me.
Yeah.
And I probably talked about it before, but it's the reason why I came to LA was to get away from him.
Yes,
because
I remember you talking about this. Yep.
after we broke up, it was fine for a little bit, kind of, but then it started getting like stalkery. Like I went to a bar and he like followed me around, and then I was like trying to go to another bar and he like grabbed onto the taxi car and I was like, drive, and the taxi started driving. He's literally dragging. And then I got to the other bar and my friend and I were like trying to hide, and finally I was like, let's just go home, this isn't worth it. And then we like got into the Uber, or it wasn't Uber, this was pre-Uber time, this is taxi time. We got into the taxi and I'm like, I get in, I'm going to get my seatbelt on, I close it, I turn around, he's and before I knew it, you know, then there's altercation. My friend's with me and we're like, get the fuck out, blah, blah, blah. He had stolen my wallet and my phone. And he was like, I've bought this phone. Like,
what?
Yeah. And then refused to give it back unless I talked to him. It was horrific. And so I was like, Ava had just moved out here and I came to visit her and I had such a good trip. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go away.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go very far away from this. But then, this must have been, because I was with my ex at the time. So it must have been like 4 years ago or something. Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Got a random, I think it was a phone call first, but I didn't answer.
Yeah, obviously.
Which is also weird because I swear I had the number blocked. Like he's blocked on he started stalking me on Venmo.
Oh, that's a big one. I have to say, I did watch an entire
Venmo didn't
happen.
exist. Venmo didn't exist when I knew him. So like this was
so
like,
that it eventually showed up. Yeah.
And he like followed me and then like liked some of my like, it was weird. And then
You like people's Venmos?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think
that's
you could,
weird.
I don't know, maybe you can comment, but
I have mine just on private, so I didn't know you could like them. That's interesting.
But yeah. But then he sent me this long text and it was very much giving I am in I had to we put him in a mental institution once, his mom and I, and he stayed there for days. I just visit him during visiting hours because he jumped out of my car going 40 miles an hour twice.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
like
in the middle of a miles per hour.
Well, I didn't know how fast it was, to be honest. But then when his mom and I called the cops because he was like not well, and I was scared, and she was scared, and they came, and the female cop, this is Missouri as well. She was like, "There's nothing I can do." He was older than me, and she was like, "He's of age. He has to go on his own." But his mom and I were like, "He just needs mental help. Like we need."
They don't
him
have
in
a 5150 rule in Missouri.
So she was saying this to me. Meanwhile, the guy's talking to him, but he's being such a prick, I guess. He came over to me, and he was like, "How fast were you going?" I was like, "To be honest, my hand was too busy ripping his shirt off, trying to keep him from falling."
That's
the funniest part of this story, I know, I'm laughing through it, was that he fell out and then ran into a cornfield. And then I couldn't find him because it's tall stock season.
First of all, that's the most Missourian thing I've ever heard.
Tall stock season is wild.
I know.
Not this far.
Tall
like,
stock. We couldn't find it because it was tall stock
and
season.
it was tall stock season.
So you can't see anything, but it's like, boing, 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 boing. I'm like, I'm not going in there.
That's how Jeeper Creepers started.
Right. But also his house was behind that little like stock farm. So I was like, he knows where he's going.
I think.
He
might go find someone else in there.
No, but then he called like crying, freaking out. And he's like, my phone's dying. I don't know where I am. So I went back and picked him up. And then,
but the cop was like asking you how fast you were going.
Oh yeah. So, well, when I picked him up though, just for the sake of the story, and we finally get close to his parents' house. He jumped out again. So twice.
Jesus.
I don't know why. All it was because my parents were out of town and my sister and I were home, and I was like, why don't you come over and have dinner with us? So we like ordered us pizza, and we're like sitting on the couch, and then his phone was dying, and I was like, oh, I've got a charger upstairs, and I just didn't follow him up. He was up there for 5 minutes, and that's what enraged him. And it just...
But you don't know what he found in your room to be the catalyst?
There was nothing. So I told you he was bipolar, but he didn't take any medication. He was supposed to be on it.
As someone who's been that girl, I know. Yep.
Yeah. So he didn't take care of himself.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
smoked a lot of weed.
Girl, that is the worst.
A lot of weed.
The paranoia.
That's why I'm like, why I never smoked weed. Even before I got diagnosed as bipolar, I'd be like, why would I add to what's already fucking weird up here? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So then did the cop just...
Oh, well, the cop was like, how fast? How fast? I was like, I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't looking at the speedometer, to be honest. The human being falling out into the cornfield was more of my attention. And then he was like, would you say you were going like 35? And I was like, no, maybe 20. I don't know. He's like, what about like 35 though? I was like, to be honest, could have been. Have no idea. And he was like, okay, 35. And then he just walked over and he was like, we can arrest him now because it was attempted suicide after 35 miles.
I was about to say, I was waiting for that. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, was it over the speed? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's then considered attempted suicide. So then they legally have to take them in.
50 him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was endangering to himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then he refused to go. So he was telling his mom, he was like, get me an ambulance. I'm not going without an ambulance. She's like, I'm not spending like
$1,700
dollars
Yeah,
for
the
you
ambulance is so
to.
expensive.
So I had to like grab his hands, and then we had to trick him, and then they like cuffed him, and it was crazy.
Did he ever like physically abuse you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I still the scars from that
Oh,
glass going in my hand.
There you go. Yeah.
He got kicked out of his apartment once because of how bad the like abuse was, and they obviously heard it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were like, "You can't live here anymore."
Yeah, that shit's always weird when the people.
Did you guys
who
live
hear
together?
it-
No, we never lived because I was still in college, so we did like long distance. But like summertime, I guess. I can't really remember the timeline of all of it, but like we spent a lot of time together. It was very isolating because all of my friends were obviously like, no.
Yeah,
My mom
yeah.
kicked me out of the house, took away all my phone and car and stuff. She wouldn't talk to me.
because you were with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him.
That's
And then I
that-
didn't
that's
feel like I
crazy
had
that it's
anyone,
just, like,
so I went
how they do
closer
it.
to him. Yeah.
It's crazy that they would like do something like that when it's like you probably your friends and family should probably want to be there when you're going through, right? Or what's
So I think at the time, and I think there's a part of me that agrees because I
Yeah.
went through the trauma and you're like, I need help.
right?
But also I will extend compassion after years of therapy
Yeah.
because that has to be so hard to witness someone that you love.
Yeah.
This will make me emotional, but like to witness someone you love going through that and then they won't do anything about it and you just have to like sit by.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
The enabling of it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's like a part of it. It could have been different, I think, if I had like some stability support. Like,
Yeah.
I think, and my mom and I have talked about it too. I think like she feels she would have done things differently. And
Yeah. Did she ever see any of the abuse happen?
yeah, because one time,
Oh shit.
it's so weird. It's so funny. But like one of the biggest things that always led to like blowouts was we couldn't sleep without me big spooning him.
Oh, he had abandonment
But I don't
issues.
think you realize what I mean by this. What I mean by this is from every moment that we were in the bed until we woke up. So not like big spooning till we fall asleep. You fall
Yeah.
asleep. Your bodies do what they need to
You
do in
need
the
to
night.
hold him the whole time.
The entire time. So if in the night I adjusted,
You lose his shit.
he would lose his shit. And if I lost because I'm like, now I'm fucking tired. I also am a sleeper where I cuddle alone.
And then need to.
I need my space.
Let me find you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's funny because Ian and I are a bit more cuddly in the night, and I've never been like that. But
He's the one, so it makes sense.
it makes sense. But he would get out of bed and then if I moved or turned around, he would get out of bed and go to the other side, and I would lose it, and I'd be like, I can't do this. Well, this was this one in particular night, and it got really bad. I might have talked about this on the pod before, but I have this tendency to lock myself in a bathroom if I feel
Yep, get
overwhelmed. It comes from this because it was pure safety. And I did that. And while I was in there, I didn't bring my phone that time, which was a big mistake. And he called my mom and was like, you have to come get your crazy bitch daughter, blah, blah, blah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
The audacity
Yeah.
of men.
Yeah. So her and my stepdad like drove over as fast as they could. I think that the issue I have the most is with his parents.
Fair.
They should always love their son and do what they need to do to be supportive of him. But I was a child. I was 18
Yeah.
through 21. And like it was a long relationship. And also just so you know, the beginning was all cheating. He cheated on me all the time. Friends,
Your
Underage.
friends? Oh my God.
Underage.
How much older was he than you?
5 years.
And
So
so
let
you
that
would
sink
hook up
in.
with your
25,
friends?
and
And
he
you would
had
hook up with
slept
your
with
friends?
a 16-year-old. Yeah. Not the friend wasn't 16 of mine, but she was like just a girl at a party that he made me kiss in a drinking, like a truth or dare game. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And then it was like, do it, and then got everyone to like chant. And then of course you like,
Yeah, you have to do it. Peer pressure.
yeah. But I gave it a quick like, and then I went upstairs and cried.
Yeah.
And then the next night he slept with her.
Shut the fuck up.
And the next day, what?
Yeah, he slept with her.
Dude,
Yeah.
see, men are disgusting like that.
And then how did you find out that he was cheating or like he hooked up with her the next day?
Once you get to that point, nothing is safe. You find out passwords, you find phones. I found like, especially with his phone, this boy was so stupid. His Tinder account was always up.
Ooh.
And it was just like a revolving door. And I've done a lot of self-work, so I don't hate on myself anymore for it.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of compassion for myself doing the best I could with the tools that I had. And I didn't
That young girl.
Yeah. I also didn't have that great of a role model as a father. He's pretty derogatory about women, and I think like that was, my stepdad was really wonderful, and he treats my mom like a queen. And so that was great. I did have some experience of it, but like from a very early age up until even now, I mean, I don't really talk to my dad that much anymore. But yeah, I think like I didn't know how to love myself because I didn't ever feel loved by him. My mom adored me, and I felt that so much, but
it makes sense why we run into those places and why we try to look for it in the wrong place, or why we looking for it in such similar places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this feels comfortable.
Familiar. Yeah.
This reminds me a lot of childhood, so this is safe, right? And then you have to.
Yeah.
And then to that point, though, do you have a lot of compassion and empathy towards that young girl now? Like, do you
for
look
sure?
at
I've
her
done a
and
lot of inner child work.
Yeah.
But
what about 18-year-old you?
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like we've accessed youth, and then we've accessed some of those. I did trauma therapy, like EMDR.
Do you do which one do you like? Do you like the balls, the
balls.
dots? I love the dots, man. That trance shit works.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I've never done that, so I don't know.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Well, you probably both remember I was in that really bad car accident last year, year and a half ago, and I couldn't get back in a car. And so then my therapist, my regular therapist, she referred me to a EMDR specialist and
got it out of your system. Wow. Dude, it works.
And then she was like, what else you got? I was like, well, let's talk about SA. Let's talk about this. Like, we got it.
Yeah.
So we worked through some stuff. So that was really great.
No, that's important too.
Yeah. I definitely, I think everyone in traumatic situations like that will always wish they did something different.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that feeling will ever go away. But I used to be like, why didn't you leave? And you're so stupid, and like you're so weak.
Beat yourself up.
Yeah.
That's so funny you say that though, because my therapist, shout out to Sarah, love her.
We love a therapist.
Her thing is that she finds it remarkable that I don't do that, because I do not wish I changed the situation at all, because I come from the point which is it is all material. It truly is. If I had not done that, truly, if I was not in that abusive relationship that I was in when I was 20, dating a fucking 34-year-old, I would not have moved to LA eventually.
Every ounce, like the same kind of story.
Yeah, every ounce of my being agrees with you 1,000%. Like I think about my actions and or I used to, at least, of like, oh, I wish I just would have like stood up for myself or been stronger or been a better friend during that time. There's little things like that I would say to myself. All the trauma I've been through, we're getting very vulnerable here, but I've experienced SA twice. And those things are also things I don't regret. Obviously, if you could take them away, you would.
Yeah.
But when I think about all the horrific things that have happened to me in my life, truly, those are the red pinpoints on a map that show you how you've gotten to the incredible things in your life.
For sure.
And if I think about all the incredible things I have, they don't exist without those.
Yeah. The bitter with the sweet. And it's why you started your story with laughing, because literally comedy, the formula of comedy is tragedy plus time.
For sure.
And that's why shit's funny.
Well, I also think I laugh through trauma anyways.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
mean,
just
I crack a joke all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm like...
you know what I mean? I always like making like...
It's like that trend. It's like, why are you so funny? You're like,
oh, where do I begin? You want to talk about the first suicide attempt? Yeah, right? I literally killed because I wanted to die. You know? I'm sorry. Too dark? Oh,
That's
okay.
It's
no.
okay.
But it's like, but also kind of light at the same time. You can't be dark when you're this pale, am I right?
When you reflect the sun.
I'm just saying. When you're literally, my foundation is white out. Anyways, but no, it truly is a culmination of all of that, because I think that's why comedy matters, and it's why you can find things funny, because I also in a weird way think when people listen to fuck up shit like this and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened, and you're like, I don't think you need to be sorry.
Yeah. That's how I feel about
I
it.
want you to feel sorry, not because I don't want your pity, but just because I want you to just realize in the sense that like, but I'm here now in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was so hard for my mom, talking about like the mom of it all and like cutting you off. When my sister was dealing with her abusive ex, and my mom was just like, I just can't with your sister. Like, I can't be around her and I can't do things. And I just kind of was like, Mom, you've never had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and that's like no shade to her. And, you know, my dad tried to put her through the ringer a couple times. But, you know, Charles, he came back around. He worked his shit out. You know, he was just a young buck. He didn't know any better. He's a dilf, you know. But I think
he really is.
He really is. And with the accent. So it's just like, I think it's she just didn't know that language. And I have to explain it to her all the time, where I'm like, look, I grew up in a different country than you.
Yeah.
You married into this country. And then you gave births in this country. So of course we only speak the fucking language of trauma.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of always like, and she's now, I think, experiencing her own mental health curiosities and breaks, because she's watching it from being like, how do you guys deal with this? And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Here, let me teach you how to come to terms with this. Let me teach you like all this stuff, and be able to like laugh about it still and make humor in it.
Right.
But it truly is the weird phenomenon and a beautiful thing when your life becomes evidence.
I just also think beyond that, without it giving you things, I love who it's made me.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Like, I think about you a lot, actually, when I think about what I went through in, like, some of those, especially that relationship. I guess maybe only that relationship. But it helped, and you tell me if you agree with this, but it helped me learn how I wanted to show up for people when they were experiencing traumatic relationships. And when you reach out to me to do the pod with Morgan, it made me feel
like when I was going through the breakup and I found out he cheated on me.
Yes. I felt so honored, and like
and that is a great fucking episode, by the way.
It made me feel like that was a purpose of like, not of like going through all of that, but it was like, I'm proud that I can now be a friend that someone would reach out to when they're like, this is hard, but I just need someone to be supportive right now.
And you were so supportive.
Because you'll also get a friend that'll be like, I'll tell you how it fucking is. Yeah. And you need that too.
But at that moment, I needed a friend like you that was like understanding and like, let's be here with you, versus, because if I told Rose,
and I was like, I almost fought that man. Okay.
Well, I'd still fight a bitch. Let me just say,
she just wants to hear. You want to hear the reasoning first.
I just need to say to your face, you're getting this. In the streets, it's a different story. I've gotten kicked out of bars for fighting men that have done my friends wrong.
See?
Yeah.
So
you would have.
I still have that.
Yes,
I heard you
your
single.
thing is that you would like, I will listen to you as I pound you out. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll pound him in secret.
Yeah.
But also, what I learned from that experience was the more you try and push someone towards making a decision, the more they'll push you away and the closer they'll get to them. So what I learned was like, also, everyone needs to make their own decisions. It's your fucking life.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're going to be in some trauma, I'm sorry I can't take you out of it, but guess what I will do? Hold your fucking hand while you go through it.
Yep.
And I will bring you a glass of water, and I won't go fucking anywhere. I won't leave your side no matter how traumatic it gets.
Yeah.
I'll give you hard truths. Like I have learned the flow of it. Like I think at first I was more like just coddle. And then I was like, no, I think you've got to also give like love, which is transparency.
Yeah.
But like that is the kindest form of love, is just being honest. But sometimes people just need
Someone to listen to.
because I will never change your mind about something.
Yeah.
No, I will never change your mind about something. I'll never make anyone in my life be able to make a decision that I think is best for them. I had to get to the point where I broke up with that guy before anybody else. I knew they were all right the whole time. I was like, guys, I know you're right, but I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And
Because it takes a lot of pride.
yeah.
Oh, that's the biggest thing you sacrifice is you have to be like, I know you were right,
Yeah.
but I did it on my own time, so it's even cooler.
And
you
it's
know?
hard to explain that own time thing. Like, would you know that it's not right and you know it's right to leave? But there's just something that you're like, I don't know.
Oh,
So-
well, I don't know about you, but I could fix you, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I stay because I could fix you.
Yeah.
I could be the one. I could
Or
be
you
the
just just feel something for them. You're like, they're misunderstood.
compassion or
empathy.
I feel bad. Then I'm like, they're hurting and they're in pain.
They're like this. They're
and-
really a good person, but they're just because of this trauma or whatever. They're just suffering, and you just want to be there for them.
I stayed with Moscow's dumbass because he was like, women suck, they're terrible. And I was like, I'm going to prove him wrong. Then I was like, oh, men suck.
I was
They
surprised,
sure do.
like all the stuff that you came out with
I
about
know
how
about
he
how
was.
quiet. I was very quiet about it. But yeah, he was a piece of shit.
But I always kind of felt that he didn't approve of the pod. There was always a vibe I could feel.
That was like with my ex.
Yeah.
And I
that's
also
right. You were-
I also didn't talk about it with anybody.
And you were off it for a long time because of that too.
Yeah.
He was weird and threatening.
He was
by
weird.
it.
He wouldn't let me
need
talk
A$AP
about him.
Rockies, okay?
Oh, we need an ASAP
Or
Rocky.
Brian.
Or a Brian.
Or a Brian.
Or an
Or
Ian.
an Ian.
Aww.
Or a Rihanna.
Or Rihanna.
I'd honestly just marry Rihanna.
Wait. So when he called you
Oh, yeah. It
4
was,
years ago, and then he texted you, what was that text?
so it was a text. But here's the thing. Like, it was on Valentine's Day. So I was like, he's
manipulative.
yes. And I
It's
was like,
still
that's not
there.
an accident.
Yeah.
And the text was long, and it was like, I'm so sorry for everything I did to you. I want you to know that, like, I am asking for your forgiveness, but I forgive myself and God forgives me.
Oh.
Wait, okay, first of all, he's doing the 12 program wrong, if that's the word.
I mean, he does life wrong, so
okay, fair facts,
you know, like
yeah, there you go.
There's nothing that man's gonna do
It's
right.
in his Wikipedia bio.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
So that happened, and then my response was like something I think I needed to get out. I didn't even know I needed to get out.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I unloaded. I was like, the audacity for you to think you could send me some Christ bullshit text message where you diminish the fact that I have scars on my body from abuse, and I was in a bedroom in your dorm room where you ripped the blankets off in front of 15 of your frat bros, or the amount of like this stuff that I'm not even getting to the surface of it, but like he did some really horrible things to me, and I was like, you can't just send a text
Right.
and think that's gonna like absolve you. So I was like, I'm unabsolving.
Yeah. Also, I don't believe in your God. 'Cause if he's forgiving your ass, bro, then on to the next Bible, the cordy ass. Fuck,
So-
that's Old Testament.
I actually think I
Did he
still have
respond to that?
the
Shut up. Like
not
the
his text, but I have my like
saved
my
notes.
draft,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh god.
I might have deleted it
it
because I think I don't want anything to like ever. I don't
like,
think
still
about him.
Stay in the
Yeah.
reminiscence of it. Where you have to
Yeah.
like delete it. Yeah. Even the good stuff, even the like powerful moments, you have to like kind of send off into the Viking boat and light on fire.
Well, I have all my
I don't
breakup
even have
texts on there. I love to just like randomly come across it. I'm like, who is this for?
Wait, I'm sorry. You can't remember who they're for? That's
Yeah.
hot.
I know.
See?
That's power.
That is power.
I was like, damn, I'm healed.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Oh
like
my
I
God,
don't
you're
even remember who
I
this
can't
text
even
is
Who
for.
was
but
she? You're
Right?
like, who is she?
I was like, who is she?
Were you really impressed by your writing? You're like, God, she's dope.
I mean, it wasn't like I was impressed. Let me see if I can find one.
Like, God damn it, I wish I had ChatGPT
oh, here's
back
your
then.
photos. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like I wish I had ChatGPT.
Oh, you guys, come on. You know the best. I'm the best chat GPT here.
Yes,
So let me
you would
find
be.
one.
I see. I could fill in
I
the
came across one the
blanks.
other day, and I was like, oh, who is she?
I
who?
have a box of like old love letters that they've written me.
Yeah.
But I only keep those as proof as motherfucker, I had you.
Yeah.
It's an ego thing for sure. And also to remind myself that like even Moscow was like a good guy at one point. You know what I mean? Because I do worry about him. He just went dark real quick. He's like fighting girls on the internet and like calling them fat and sluts and like slut shaming.
God.
I know. I dodged a bullet. I dodged a tank. But yeah, I stayed because I thought I could fix him. And sorry,
You know,
ladies,
my
I
ex
couldn't.
was kind of like that too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my God, my God.
And let's be honest, I don't think they don't like women. You saw that interview with Cam Newton. He had this guy on his podcast where he was like, you know that men actually don't like women. They like women sexually, but they don't like actually care to like women. They're not attracted to women. They just want to fuck women because they don't. You get basically pretty Fabergé eggs as a woman. You don't get a girl that you want to like grow with and everything. Right. And it's so funny because he's like saying it to Cam, and Cam's like sitting there smoking. And he's like, Cam, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
How many baby mamas do you have?
Yeah.
You don't like women.
Yeah.
But it's a great clip.
I found a
oh
note.
my God, read it.
I really don't
poet.
remember who this was for.
Let's see if we can guess it. Okay. What was the year?
Well, will that give it away?
2018.
Okay.
There's a.
Oh,
Okay.
it's probably.
Maybe, but we'll see context clues.
Hi, I just want to say that last night I felt a little disrespected. I know this relationship is strictly just sex, and I'm okay with that, but I still want to be respected like a lady regardless. I didn't like when I was laying there about to go to bed, and you said, so you're going to get on this dick or go to bed. It was rude, it made me feel uncomfortable, and I was turned off.
Good for you.
I'm not mad at you. I just felt like I needed to get off my chest. I know you're better than that, and I just hope going forward you don't talk to me like that again.
I don't even know why I'm giving you a golf clap.
I
That's
think
like
I think I remember now who that was.
I feel like
for.
is that you're gonna if I'm saying that I can't remember the real name to the fake name. Was that Tony?
Who's Tony?
Not Tony. Who's Bobby?
No.
I remember.
Oh, I immediately thought it was Bobby.
No, yeah, it's not Bobby. Charles. March 18, 2018.
Fuck. 2018.
Yeah, it was Charles for sure.
Damn, because Bobby was afterwards, right?
Yes.
It was something about like are you just gonna get on this dick? Because I think Bobby made a comment like that once.
Did he?
But like not like the dick, but like are you gonna come
Was
over?
that
or
in the
not?
dungeon?
Did this
2018?
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely
Yeah,
gonna be in the
dungeon
dungeon.
date.
I remember. I feel like I even actually
Right?
remember. I must have been on the pod around when that happened, because I feel like I remember.
Reading it or hearing it.
Or you just telling me.
Yeah, I forgot that he said that.
Now
it's
I'm
about to be
finding all
done.
my old.
Shut up! You found them. Oh my god, you have like
Wait,
bullet points.
no, this was
Whoa!
for my ex when I was like, this is not working. I don't think I ever delivered this. Look,
You
I made a list.
Wow, you made a list. I love how that part says full twist, honesty.
Honesty, to be respected,
Respected.
patience.
Wait, read the whole thing.
Okay.
Wait, if you don't want to, if you feel okay.
Well, I don't actually know what it fully says. What I'll read is this. This is the list of things. This is long.
Oh, okay.
We can show just how long it is.
It's a beautiful one.
Whoa.
It starts with, I don't know what is best for us right now. There are things I need in a relationship you haven't been given me, and I fear you never will.
Sorry. Powerful.
That is
And
why
without
this moment is
ChatGPT.
important for both of our futures. If this continues to happen, we are both going to be unhappy, and we are just wasting each other's time. Neither of us deserve that. Both of us deserve to be happy with ourselves and with someone capable
you were
of
being
meeting our basic needs.
nice.
However, I believe I've been
I love that.
acting in ways that are unacceptable.
Oh, you've been acting
I
in
have
ways?
done it in the past over arguments where I've threatened our relationship, knowing that breaking up was not what I wanted. Wow, look at an honest queen.
Honest queen.
So it was used as a form of manipulation to get you to change. I recognize that was wrong by doing that. However, now is different.
Now I mean it.
Now, I'm
oh my god, you're
gone.
such a fucking cancer. It is crazy.
It really is.
I'm sensitive. I'm going to bear on my soul. Now you suck.
No, you are the worst. I'm at a place where I truly need to evaluate if this is what I want out of a relationship.
Oh.
If I can accept what you have to offer and love you for it. Or should I not abandon what my body tells me I need from a partner? This is crazy. I wrote this in 2020.
Whoa. Wait. This was for
this
your
for-
last? This was for the other ex. Oh, okay.
Wait, this
This is for the
the
one.
last the one. Oh, okay.
I wrote this in 2020. This was not even a full year in.
Dang.
Or maybe it was a year in.
Okay.
Maybe it was a little over a year in. Okay, but here's what I'll read. Here are the things I said I need. To be respected. Honesty. Patience. Emotional and physical support. And effort towards financial support.
That's fucking
So
tight.
I was a gold digger.
But
No.
also maybe meeting him in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because remember, there was like some things where you were like, where is his passion? Where is he
Yeah,
going?
no
What are
drive,
you?
yeah.
No drive.
Yeah.
You got to put a price tag on that, bro.
Yeah. That's so funny. I need someone who allows me to have moments. I am always forced to accept your bad days, your bad moods, your low days, your dire needs to escape via drugs, video games, alone time. Yet when it's my turn and have a lapse of strength, I need you to respect the support I give you. I need you to put yourself and needs aside sometimes to mother the traumas I'm dealing with without judgment or without irritation.
Wow.
Because I couldn't have even, like, if I, you know, you have an impure moment or just like your trauma comes up or
Yeah.
like, we all have it. There was no grace for it. But like, God forbid,
Yeah.
he has a bad day. I have to like compassion, empathy, the will to help me with projects.
Oh, the will help you with projects.
Ask if I want help. Don't make me have to ask you and then show irritation. Help me with living chores, paying bills, making appointments, checking if we have supplies, and getting them on your own. Ooh, this one's rough. I won't say that one on the pod.
Oh,
I'll say it later.
okay.
Full trust.
Okay.
Didn't have that. Communication. I need you to fully let me in. This is
So
where
you had nothing in this relationship.
I was going to be like, yeah,
You're
you
like,
were
what was
holding on
even
to
good about it?
grounds.
Oh, the last I end with speak to me with love, kindness, and compassion.
That's crazy.
And I never got that.
Really?
No, I mean, like, sometimes I would, but like the respect thing was my
Yeah.
biggest thing. It just didn't exist.
Damn, that really
That's-
inspired me to look up.
Yeah, it's like, do you have any breakup notes? I'm sounding crazy. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
I was like,
Jesus.
where's my voice?
Okay, this is the difference between you guys.
Oh, shit.
I found a DM
Oh,
of me
no.
calling it quits with someone.
In the DM?
In a DM. I didn't even text this motherfucker. I don't even think I have his phone number anymore. I don't know where to begin on what I hate about you most.
Oh, shit.
But every time we have a conversation, it feels as though you are talking at me than with me. If you would like to have a one conversation, the same way it feels as though we have sex, I assume that you should have a masturbation conversation, meaning I will exit the bedroom and your life.
Oh, my God.
And I sent that only a year and a half ago.
Who was this to?
I think like it was like to that summer fling guy
Okay.
a long time ago. Not the
You're like a
past one.
poet.
Not
I
I'm
would
such a
definitely want to
poet.
be rejected by you.
Right? I was like, let
That
me
was
just
very-
exit this
yeah.
bedroom, this masturbation
It's
conversation.
poetic.
Yeah, and then and you know me, I mean, he read it, he didn't like say anything back to it. And you know me, I'm not a blocker. I don't block guys. I'm like, I'll unfollow. What I'll do, and I did this to Miller, is I will block you and then unblock you so that you're just unfollowed
You could just
from
like
my list.
you could do it straight to where they could unfollow you. Like you
Oh,
could-
how do you do that? I shouldn't
It's,
need to be so
um,
extra.
yeah, you don't need to block them. and then
Oh,
you
okay.
could, like,
Because
have
yeah,
them.
but I just do that because then if you're gonna look up me up, then I want
Yeah.
I want you to fucking have to type in my name.
Woo!
So yeah, that's what apparently that's one of the ones that I sent.
Rachel's
that's
laughing. Did you see
crazy.
something else?
See?
I just saw that I had a note in here that says puppets are fucking cheap cartoons.
What the fuck?
But okay, hold on. Before we have to probably wrap this up.
I'm letting you guys ramble. I'm letting you guys carry the conversation because I'm losing my voice.
Okay. To
You're gonna
the
have
dear
cut this into,
reader,
like, a-
Yeah.
our very sweet reader,
Yet.
with all the stuff that we were talking about with them, and I hope they're still holding on with us. The ick thing is what you have to keep in mind. What
Yeah.
you also have to keep in mind is if you were so like, I'm fine with these people blocking me out and everything, to the idea of the text that you got on Valentine's Day. Why do you think it's okay to bring this man back into your life? The entertainment of it all. What is it going to set up? Because I do think it might create some, like, I don't know, interesting fiction in your current life. Like, you have, like you said, you have a dog and a kid and a man's, and like you live together. And like, why are you opening up this past and not expect it? Why would you expect it to be acting brand new?
I mean, the thing I will say now that I've like met Ian and I'm with him, there's no part of me that would ever entertain something inappropriate, or that would ever be interested or like curious, or I would never. I just, not even out of respect for him, there's just not there's just
no
nothing
need.
in me for it.
So what are you?
But in
going
other
to,
things,
reader?
they've existed. I've never crossed, like, you know, but you are like, what is this?
Yeah.
You explore it. You're like, But if that happened now, I'd be like, can't just.
Right.
You
But
know?
dear reader, like, what is it that you have to, like, what?
Now that you're saying this, I feel like for me, even though like I'm not going to entertain or flirt with anybody, but if it's something from like my ex's past, I'd be curious.
Curious for
I'd
sure.
be like, what's my ex up to?
Yeah.
Like, is he a
but
different person? Yeah.
but you
Is he a
notice
Trump
that they
supporter? Is he
never-
not a Trump supporter?
Exactly, but they
You
never.
know, like I want to know these things.
They kept it friendly and never talked about the
Right.
ex.
Yeah.
So this whole idea that you guys are in each other's lives, but you're not talking
But
about
that's
the thing
weird,
that brings
though,
you
yeah.
together, or being like, how is he, or like, how
to
are
meet
you?
up for beers and shit.
It's strange. And then this
I
idea.
think he's just one of those like really just kind of desperate people. I don't know.
I mean, that's literally what Rachel was saying. It's like just coming out of nowhere, coming out of the woodwork because he's like, I want to see. And that's honestly like
He
what's
probably
so
had a
funny.
crush on her, got curious. It's been some time. You were on his mind. He
What
wanted
do
to
we
try
say
it.
in our SVU? It's the statute of limitations has been
Expired.
complete.
Yep,
Expired.
There you go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so
Can't.
Been
this
5 years.
Case closed.
Case closed.
What do you mean he likes girls with pigtails? Sorry, that was my iced tea. Doom, 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 doom.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these special felonies.
I am. I'm getting nervous.
I know. What are these words coming out of your mouth? In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. Bum bum.
I could do it. I just got nervous. I don't know why. I was so on the spot.
Listen, these lights are hot.
Yes. Oh, plug yourself.
I'm gonna plug yourself. I love you guys so much. I have no energy,
She's gonna kick us out.
but I'm
You can
hungry
find me.
too. I want Cheetos.
There you go. Rosetta Stone, or the new blog on theblock.com.
I always forget this part.
Your name and social?
It's RCH
RCH.
BTH.
Yeah. Follow me, you guys, Stefanie Maegan, or go to broketherapy.com.
Oh no.
See,
Oh,
I
that
could
shit
do
is
her
there.
plug.
I
Should we?
was
Better
with
than
this.
the
Let's
SVU.
let us do your plug.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you say it and we'll repeat it?
No, I know
Oh,
it.
she
She
knows
goes,
it.
and just remember, this is your girl, Stefanie Maegan. And remember,
What? I never say that. That's so off.
It's also Megan, not Megan.
oh my God, I always do that.
And I was like,
always do that. I don't actually. I've never
said
been
I
on this
see, I was like-
podcast. This is
I
my
actually
first
don't
time.
even know
I've
her. I was
never
like,
lived
"Speak
here.
that
I actually
Wow.
don't know
All
her.
I know is that it's like I just
follow
love when
me,
you go
Stefanie
with
Maegan.
Megan.
I don't say, hey, y'all, Stefanie Maegan.
No, I don't know
Follow
why
me,
I added
Stefanie
the y'all.
Maegan.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
do.
Follow me on
Yeah,
socials.
No, she doesn't even say socials.
No, follow me, Stephanie Maegan, or go to broketherapy.com.
.com. All that shit is there.
All that shit is there.
Okay, you got it.
Anyways, bye guys. Love ya.
That was so chaotic.
So we were on the corner, and then
And then they got
got
the
the
gun,
and then he said, "Run! I have a gun."
And then she said, "I'm trying to help."
And our mom jumped in the bush because he was covered in blood. And we were here, but he was there. And we both that way, and we got away.
Broke girl therapy.